And I'm with the belief, like one of them over there said they were going to buy at my home on Avenue C. When I say my home, I mean Avenue C. 7600 Avenue C. That's the property me and my husband purchased. Anyway, and we purchased it back in the mid-90s. Anyway, the guy over there told me that he was going to buy little Rodney for his 18th birthday a set of suitcases. And I was like, what? No, you're not. I laughed because it was my husband sitting there saying these things to me. He looked exactly like my husband. But he didn't act like my husband. And that is the confusing part. Because you're sitting there looking at someone, and it's going to remind you of how it's going to be with the Antichrist. And I know that people don't want me talking about God and all this stuff, but there's going to be two of them. And you're going to believe both of them. Because Satan wants to give you everything too. God wants to give you everything. Satan wants to give you everything. And they're of one spirit. And both of them know it. So anyway, that's my belief. And you know how they came up with this No Child Left Behind rule for the schools? Yeah, I'm with the belief that people out there within the world know about this, but they don't tell people. Because it's confusing, and it will drive you crazy if you don't know about it. But I see it. Just like my mother sitting there saying those people across the street have nothing to do with this. And I watch them continually change people. The two homes across the street. And my sister says, well, why didn't anybody else see it? I said, because nobody's here. I sit by my window and watch these vehicles go in the driveway and out the driveway all day long. And my mother, she has all of her blinds closed. Of course, she doesn't want to see nothing outside the rooms because I think she knows some. But she's acting and portraying herself like she don't know nothing. So anyway, the homes across the street, they sit there and they change people out. I watch them. I sit here and watch them. So I don't know. I know it's going on here in this town. I don't know about other places outside this town, but I know that goes on here. And I lived in Galveston as a young child. I was born in Galveston, and we only moved here when I was 7. I'm the oldest of 3 girls. And sometimes I'm with the belief that someone came in with, this is how they work themselves in, is that they have someone that looks exactly like someone in your family. And an outsider gets with them. They try to look as close as they can to another family member. So I'm with the belief that it all started like generations before. Because I remember my dad and mom, they got along great. I mean, it would be like good. And then all of a sudden, no, we're not going to that church anymore. They use us and we're going to stay here. And my mom and dad started fighting and arguing. So I know someone was brought in. It could have been when my sister was an infant. And nobody would have known if he looked just like my dad. But, and nobody tells you about these things. You have to learn them on your own. I guess you have to learn it to believe it, I guess. I mean, or live it to believe it. I don't know how that works, but It would have helped me a lot because I would have kept a closeful hand on my children, because I sit here now without my kids, and I don't know if like one time my son came home and wanted me to fill out or sign a paper saying that he wanted to volunteer to go. He was a minor and he wanted to go and help the police department and try to purchase uh, alcohol from these little different substations around, or these little stations around here. And I said, well, honey, they're going to have to call me first and, let me know about it and talk it with them or whatever. Well, that was it. That was all that was ever said about it. And I asked him about it, and he says, yeah, that never had happened. Well, no duh. I know it never happened, but you were really excited about it, and then you never talked about it again. So anyway, it very well could have been him. I don't know. Or it could have been the one that does remember living on First Street. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know who I'm talking to when I'm talking to these people. So anyway, I love my children. I never lived a day without them up until I left over there. But it was because the man that was there would not even talk to me about my own marriage. He knew nothing of it. Nothing of my own marriage. It is, if you don't remember things, that's not normal. It's not normal not to remember parts of your life. Or not parts of it, but your whole entire life. Like Rodney Jr., he tells me that I took him over to a friend's house. And down there. And no, I didn't. My kids did not spend the night anywhere. Ever. The only time I ever took him to a friend's house is when they had that long Subway sandwich thing. It was a birthday party. And then my youngest son, I think he was 14 years old before he actually spent the night over at a friend's house. But no, my kids were with me all the time. My sister keeps saying that Randy, you know what? This is crazy because I'm sitting here telling these people my kids were with me all the time. All the time. Okay? And then when my family was attacked on Avenue C, my mom is saying now, 12 years later, that Robin and Billy were separated. And then Aloha tells me that her and Bill were separated. In these past 12 years. Nobody told me. Not a single soul told me. So anyway, they didn't come for me to help them or nothing. My family always came to me for any kind of advice, if they needed help, anything. They come to me and Rodney. We were the oldest. We've been married the longest. So anyway, I'm going to sign off now. But always remember, if you were taken out of the family, don't listen to people over the telephone. If you want something important is to be said, then you look at them in the face. You make sure whose mouth it's coming from. So anyway, I'm going to sign off. I hope y'all have a good day. And just be patient with people, because I'm telling you, some of these people don't know any of this. And they want to know why I am seeing these things, and I don't know. Least it be because of what happened to me at my work. So y'all have a good day.